like to give the word to lillas, and maybe you would like to tell us why we're seeing this film.
Yes.
Would
Would
you like to stand up? Or?
I don't know.
Please stand up.
Hi, thanks for coming. And firstly, I want to thank you, Charlotte, for a kind introduction. Maybe we chose this film to give a small picture about what's happening all the time inside Syria. It's inside Homs and now inside Aleppo, before in Deir ez-Zor, Modaya, and a lot of cities in my country. Actually, when I tried to prepare my speech, I wrote a lot of introduction. But just one sentence is all the time follow me. It's about Aleppo. Aleppo is burning today. It's about Syrian stories untold until now. And maybe we have also a real story about Aleppo today if we can put it to show it. I know maybe it's very tough, but it's a real story. Since the revolution began inside Syria, a lot of journalists and activists die and have suffering just because they believe the words can change. They can tell their story, they can convey the truth to the world. But now myself and many others work and have a contact in the media and the free countries. We have been wondering actually, are we truly free to tell our stories in own way? I'm thinking you are all familiar about the difficulties we're facing when we move to new countries as a journalist. It's about languages, it's about lack of network, about continuous, but the real problem really about freedom. If we can tell our stories in our way, it's our stories, not what they want us to tell or how they want it to be in the European standards. I think it's the main problem for us, because Syrian people now, we are very good news, we are very photogenic in the media, we make a very beautiful photos, and we are numbers. Today Aleppo, yesterday like Homs, before Deir ez-Zor, etc. And file closed, after what next? We are faced to tell our story a way that caters to European standards in the media. No mass, no bodies, dead bodies, the people feel boring to see all these massacres, but what about ISIS? I think they are not boring when they hear stories about ISIS. If you want to sell any idea to European media or any media, you have just, it's a magic word, ISIS. The media all the time have this obsession with ISIS. Countries take action, they take votes, they act, they bomb my country, they bomb my citizen, actually. And it's very rare to bomb ISIS. But when a killing machine of Al-Assad take more and more in front of the ice war, what's happening? Nothing done, and people feel boring to read or see all these tough photos or these stories. They ask us about what I mean actually when they ask us to read, and we know already what the stories they like to hear about or they like to read about. It's what we left behind us. How I can ask a mother, she lost his son, tell me what you left behind, or if she miss her house or her cafe in with her family, and she have a lot of suffering. It's I think it's now the level is very high, and we want to tell the real story. We want to let the media speak about the reason, not the results. ISIS is the results, not the reason. But the problem all the time, the media work about ISIS and the countries and make a change. When we speak about the words, if it can change really the governments and let the decision maker move, we will find no one move against Al-Assad or take care about what's happening inside Syria. They care about refugees, they care about ISIS. And when now we are here as refugees in Europe, I think there is a lot of us as a journalist now. We are sources, we have a very good network inside Syria, we have a bridge between our areas and these countries we live now in Europe or Nordic countries. I think we can work together to tell the truth. I'm working now at IMIS. IMIS funding a lot of projects and media in my country, and I think I can help. I work as a bridge in my company and my country in the media. Also, when I write to information, I try to tell the truth, and we can really be as a bridge to shout, to tell the real picture to the world. But the problem, if we can help each other to tell that, I think Syrian people ask us to be silent and let them die in peace. Thank you.